Welcome back to the QB Club Season 0 simulation. We are in round 2, our tournament round, just about through with the quarterfinals here. We have one more game on the docket. Our number 4 seed, Aaron Rodgers. Actually, I take that back. He's the number 3 seed, Aaron Rodgers, up against number 6, Sam Darnold. This will fill out the first round of our bracket. The winner of this game will go on to face Justin Herbert in the semifinal round, but probably also important here, the winner of this game will then be thrown into that round 1 winners column, and we'll see which team wins, or which NFT owner wins what NFTs of our next gen NFT collection, the wide receivers, tight ends, running backs that will be distributed in April and May of this year. As you see right now, the Jared Goff NFT holder is set up right now to about 29 points from Goff, and he's set up to get Trey McBride without a really big performance today. Justin Herbert, owner from yesterday, set up with Bijan Robinson, a great NFT right there to get your hands on. And the Patrick Mahomes owner, our friend Brian, he's set up with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Of course, he's only got 18.72 points, so if any QB can eclipse that in today's game, the Patrick Mahomes owner, our friend Brian, will be kicked down to the CD Lamb spot, but also not a bad spot there. I mean, if you're winning anything at this point, right, you can't really complain. It's all good stuff. Anyway, the winners will move on to the semifinal round, and then we'll rerun it. We'll rerun it probably. I'm gonna kind of warn you here. I don't think I'm gonna be around on Saturday, so Sunday afternoon, Sunday night might be able to squeeze a few games in there, and then hopefully get to the finals on Monday. We'll figure that out. Of course, the winner of the finals will take home the Puka Nacua NFT. He's been in the news lately, and not for good reasons, but that's the unless there's some sort of suspension handed down, that's going to be the winner of the final round here for our Season 0. Let's take down this graphic and get it out of the way, and let's get started with today's simulation. The Aaron Rodgers is the higher seed, so the Steelers will be home. 6-minute quarters, Tirico and Olsen, 8:15 p.m. and clear is how we set that up. And now we're off to Pittsburgh. Again, I will do my best to give you guys live stats. I've been pretty solid, I gotta be honest. I've been pretty darn good with the stats, pretty accurate. But it is not the team who wins the game. It is the top fantasy point total of the quarterback that dictates victory. We've been doing some discussions about potentially another round of the Season 0 type contest where we give away Solana, and we'll be doing that, I think, towards the end of April. I think we'd still do it with quarterbacks, and maybe all in a format, in a tournament format. And then the winners would receive some amount of Solana, which I think might draw some more interest to the program. All right, it looks like we're hung up a little bit here. We've been getting this little snag on a lot of our games. You just need to click this restart button, and we'll start with the kickoff. Seattle is kicking off to Pittsburgh here.
Mike Tirico alongside Greg Olsen and Jason Myers.
Jason Myers, the former Jet. Super Bowl winners, obviously, Seattle. We'll see if they are programmed as such. And just for your information, Aaron Rodgers is rated an 80 in Madden. Sam Darnold an 85. I don't really complain about the ratings a lot. I feel like Sam Darnold maybe worth a high 80s here. Come on, let's give him a little credit. We're going to go to the ground. Jalen Warren, 12 yards off the bat.
This guy is certainly at the top of the list. Let's not forget, this is not some washed quarterback who can't let go of the pass. He is still capable of playing at an all-pro level.
He's kind of washed.
He continues to do so. Any team he's on.
Aaron Rodgers, our friend Darren, owns the Aaron Rodgers NFT.
they come up for 1st and 10. Once again,
Not sure who the owner of the Sam Darnold is, but
ready for it. Room to run the last snap.
thank you for supporting us.
They stop him for no
I do feel, the Sam Darnold NFT owner also owns the JJ McCarthy NFT.
You know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense
Probably
was
the
able to force
only
here
one
by
I would
getting
complain
penetration.
about,
Great job there.
and how they were treated in round 1. Just a really bad AI. Wow. Run. 3rd and 10.
They're not losing yards, but it didn't gain any here.
3 plays, 3
And now
runs.
it's gonna be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Not what you want if you're Darren, holding the Aaron Rodgers NFT. One thing I noticed, I'll talk about this in a minute. Let's watch this play.
From the gun.
Oh, Rodgers is sacked.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be
Big sack
one-dimensional.
there.
And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their
Just couldn't get
ear
anything
back
going.
and
Only threw 1
they
pass,
know there
no
is
negative
threat
points for sacks
run. It is a must
in our fantasy
situation,
scoring.
and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
So one thing that made me it made me feel a little strange watching yesterday's game
Fair catch signals.
is that the Packers had
They'll have it just outside their own 20.
Luke Musgrave in there
Here comes the Seattle
catching a lot of passes, and they won the game. And what I was kind of confused about was that in round 1 they had Tyler Kraft in the lineup, and he was catching a lot of passes. So I went back and I looked at their depth chart, and for some reason Kraft was not on it. He was on the roster. I think I saw him on the field at some point, but he was not a 1 or 2 tight end, and yet he was higher rated than Musgrave. So before this game, I went and I reordered the roster. They do have the automatic Darnold back here. He's throwing. I'm throwing out to Shaheed. 5 yards so far in the day. That's 2 catches. We are monitoring that. So I didn't touch anything, so I don't know why Kraft was removed from the starting lineup. It could have been just that was the late season. Maybe he was hurt. I think he was hurt, right? Darnold on 3rd. He's got an open guy here. That's his running back, Kenneth Walker.
17 yards on that play. It's good for a Seahawks 1st down.
Darnold looking confident in that pocket,
It's a gain of
right over the
17
middle.
yards. 1st down, Seattle.
It's a pretty simple read. It's man coverage. They run a little interference on the inside, and that makes it hard for the defender to stick with their man, and it leads to an
So I
easy
guess the
pitch and
point of
catch.
the whole Tyler Kraft
They'll come up here. 1st
story is
and 10.
I'm doing my best to keep these lineups pure. I just don't know. So that's kind of an interesting play there, right? I mean, was that a backwards pass? It was pretty darn close.
I think this play is a direct
I am going to take 3 yards off. I'm going to take 3 yards off Darnold's passing yards there. My numbers are unofficial, so the official numbers, it will come out.
It separates a lot of guys in this
2nd and
league
13.
and results in a negative play.
But that might have been a backwards pass.
Darnold to throw again. Complete to the former Buckeye, Jackson Smith-Njigba. And he's
26 yards there.
inside the opponent's 35.
A gain of 26
That one good for 26 yards.
for the Seahawks.
And this is
Jackson
what you
Smith
can
and
do
Jigba.
when
We
you
didn't
have
see
one of
him
the
a
best
lot in our
receivers
first. I don't even think he
You
caught a
understand
pass
that even if
in
the
our first
coverage
Sam
is not
Darnold
perfect
sim.
for the play call, sometimes
We saw
it's just
Sam
as
Darnold
simple
hook
as
up with
my
a
guy
deep
is
ball,
better than your guy.
one of our deepest passes in round 1, to Rashid Shaheed
Get him 5 yards.
in that first game.
Down at the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here comes 2nd and 4. Now Darnold
At the 28, Cooper Kupp
brings it in left side.
will get the 4 that was needed for the first
It's a
down.
gain of 4, and that gains them another 1st down.
That's another Seahawks 1st down. 1st and 10. At the
I don't know if did I miss a run there on the first down? I think it was a run on their last first down. That got them 6 yards, or was that a pass? I didn't write it down. There's Walker. I think it was a run. That's a run. Obviously, you got about 8 yards on the ground.
It'll be second down.
2nd and 2 on the 16. Seahawks in the red zone and threatening. Going right through the Steeler defense. Walker in the backfield. Yeah, they're going to give it to him, but he's going to get popped immediately.
Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yards.
Benton.
And after that
No, Benton.
run, I think this changes the play call
Johnny
now
Benton.
on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better
Great
on
play.
first and second down to gain positive
All right, we're in the
yards.
gun.
Stay on
Two
track.
receivers at the bottom. He's going to pump to the bottom. He's got a lot of time. He's going to run it. But they got a spy who's going to take him down. It's Highsmith.
Scrambles from the pocket. He was brought down by Malik Harrison.
Ooh, Harrison. Sorry. Harrison.
So we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. 0-0 is the score. And we're back.
Give him 2 yards rushing there. I think he did get a couple. End of the first quarter. It's been a very strange quarter. They're now going to kick a field goal.
It'll be a
So a long drive took up a lot of time after the short drive from the Steelers, who's got 1 first down in the first play, ran the ball 3 times through an incompletion. So we didn't see a lot from Aaron Rodgers. Darnold gets the ball. He takes it all the way down to the field. All the way down the field into the red zone, and then they get stopped. Put up the field goal. Jason Myers' short field goal there. So take a 3-0 lead. I got 49 yards passing from Darnold. I get 2 yards rushing from Darnold for a total of 2.16 points. Of course, that's unofficial, and not feeling very confident in those numbers either.
A little slow to start percolating. 3-0 the score.
Percolating.
As they begin this drive with a 1st and 10.
Trips up top. Let's see if Aaron Rodgers goes to the air. No, he goes to the ground again. Jalen Warren gets about 3 or 4 or 5. I think it'd be 5 on that.
He's brought down at the 31. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
The Steelers just trying to pound the ball down the Seahawks' throat. I don't think that's a successful strategy long term. Going to toss it again to Warren. He's going to get a couple here.
Be able to muster a couple of yards. Kevin Witherspoon up from the secondary to make the play.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up
3rd and 3. Again, we've seen now about, I don't know, what do we see on the first drive? 4 plays and another 3 play here. So 7 plays, 1 pass, trips up top. Rodgers to throw and dropped. Oh, hit him right in the chest on the in route there. Had the first down and everything. And now they're going to punt.
But here we find the best laid plans.
An inauspicious beginning for the Steelers here. Rodgers is 0 for 2. 0 points, and they're going to punt again.
Third and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th
So
and
a lot of yards on that punt. It goes to the 24.
At about the 24-yard line.
Darnold to come back out here.
Ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession.
Heavy set here. 2 tight ends. Here's Walker. And he's stopped for 1.
He was brought down at the 26.
2 tough defenses here today.
2nd and 9.
Might not see a lot of points, which for the NFT holders who have already won their first round game, going to solidify your NFTs, your NFT winnings. A couple yards there. All right, so I saw 53 yards there for Darnold. Now we're on track. Pretty darn close to what I had. Exactly what I had. Actually, I had 49. That was a pickup of 4.
From the shotgun, here's Darnold.
Darnold hits Cup for about 8.
And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Jericho says 7. PA announcer says 8. You can see how I'm sometimes off by a little bit. 2.64 yards or fantasy points for Darnold so far. Not a big lead. Always want to keep that kind of within that one touchdown range. Walker stopped. Again, a lot of running featured in this one.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Over the past season, we've labeled any game where a quarterback scores less than 10 fantasy points it's a dud. Just a dud. And Darnold put up some really good games, but he had a few duds, and so did Rodgers for that matter.
Operating from the gun.
Every QB statistic-wise, there's a nice... About 17?
And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
A gain of 15 yards.
First time
15.
they looked his way
Good
tonight.
for a Seahawks.
Good time to do it. It's a first down.
Every QB, though, has a statistical dud from time to time. They're going to stick to the ground here. 2:15 on the clock. Going to pitch it out to the left, and Walker's got the edge. Nice game there. He's got 6 carries, 31 yards. As we go to the 2-minute warning.
They are on a roll. Another first down.
And threatening again on the 28.
In a 3-0 first half.
Well within
We'll
Jason
come back
Meyer
to the Steel
range.
City after this. First and 10.
Are they going to stick to the ground? They have time. They have the timeouts. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. They stick to the ground. They go with Walker, who just pushes his way through for 6. Tick, tick, tick on that clock. Steelers, at this point, sometimes you see the defensive team start taking the timeouts and hoping to get the ball back. But nobody seems anxious to stop the clock. Donald's going to go to the ground again. And he's going to be a little short. About 2 or 3 yards on that carry. A minute and a half to go. We've seen a lot of QB sneaks on 3rd and 1. Not necessarily the tush-push fashion. They do have a very tight formation on the O-line, but they do have Kenneth Walker in that backfield as well. They're going to hand off to him. He's going to get the first down. He breaks through. He's in. 10-0 lead, Seattle. They are moving the ball right down Pittsburgh's throat. And the running game is getting going. I mean, on the one hand, they're moving the ball there. Darnold's got 76 yards passing, 2 yards rushing, and a little over 3 points, but not a comfortable fantasy point lead there. For our purposes, 52 seconds remaining. Steelers have all 3 timeouts, so I mean, I think if you're the Steelers, you definitely try to get into field goal range here. You try to put up at least 3. You get the ball. No, they don't get the ball. The Seahawks will get the ball in the 3rd quarter. So, yeah, it's important that the Steelers get the ball here and try to put something on the board before the half. I'm sure they'd love 7, but at this point you really just accept the 3.
Jason Myers.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do
it. Here's a kick. Let's see if it goes to the end zone. No, he's going to have to return it, which means 25.
From the 6. They'll be brought down past 25.
27.
To start this drive. The Steelers offense can see
one of these days they're going to break one of those, and I'm going to be caught totally by surprise.
And nothing doing from the
they go to the draw. They're going to call timeout? Yeah, they'll call timeout, but a little conservative there. I mean, Warren's been moving the ball a little bit, but they haven't put any points on the board. You got 52 seconds at the time, and you're going to hand it off. Now on the 34, they got to get to about the other team's 40 to even have a shot. Yeah.
You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team.
Here's Rodgers going to go throw here, and that's what we expected.
Big target. And that's a first down. It will be a game.
Give him 9 yards. That's the first fantasy points on the board for Rodgers. Not many, 9 yards, but I'm sure we'll take it. Chaz Surratt there, former Jet. Gotta love the former Jets. Leonard Williams, Chaz Surratt,
So they come to the line for
Sam
first
Darnold.
down and 10.
Seahawks just recycling. Oh, he's going deep. He's got a guy. He's got Metcalf.
Complete. It's Metcalf.
Huge game.
And will move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
I heard 41 from the PA.
Big-time play for the Steelers. 39
First
yards.
and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Ooh, he gave him 39, so 40 yards, right? Let's go
getting
back.
open, Mike, and whenever they're looking for that big play, he's usually one of the guys at
I'm
the
going to give him
top of the progression.
40 on it.
It's pretty easy.
Let's see. This clock is moving. 15 seconds. Rodgers does not seem...
First down throw from Rodgers.
Right from the 19, he's got a guy again. Use that timeout.
And the Steelers are going to have first and goal coming up. Tackle made at the 3-yard line.
That's another
All right, big play here. 9 seconds to go. No timeouts.
first and goal at the 3-yard line.
I mean, don't run the ball, guys. Don't run the ball, please. I just beg for the AI to be somewhat competent. No timeouts. You can't run it. Let's see what Rodgers does. He's in the gun, but Warren is right next to him. From the 3.
To the air once more.
No, he throws it away. Still a few seconds on the clock. 7 seconds.
Over the end line. Overthrow. It
Very
is
low-scoring game QB-wise.
Smart decision there on first and goal. If it's not there early,
The question
don't
is
get
here, if they
baited into a
don't
bad
get
decision.
the
Just
TD
throw
on
it
this one,
away
another
and live
incompletion,
for
do you kick
another
the field
down.
goal?
Really nice decision making here.
Rodgers
Brings up
all
second
alone
and
in the
goal.
backfield. It looks like, I mean, no one's in the middle there. You could run a QB draw here.
going up top
Rushed
again.
4. He had him. He had Austin over the middle. Just, oh, he was open for more than a moment there, Mike. He was wide open. He just overthrew him.
A bit of a risky throw
The
here
old
in
man.
the end zone, Mike, and those windows down
Not what he
here
once
tight,
was.
They close so much faster.
And they're
in
going to
this
kick
part
the
of
field goal. Hey,
Time
if
to let it
you
go.
are,
The defender's already in position, and
if you're the Sam Darnold holder right now, you're pretty happy with that.
Is good. And the Steelers are
Super weak first half.
by today's
in terms of
kicking
fantasy
standard, Mike,
points.
this is clearly a chip shot. I don't think
2 seconds here to go, so they're probably going to kick the ball off, but let's see. If he kicks it in the end zone, we'll get a play. Yeah, he will. We're going to get the ball. You're going to get the ball at 35. Do you go from here? Can Darnold reach that far?
35-yard line.
He's going to throw it. They got trips up top. That's probably where they're going to go.
Here's Darnold.
Can he launch one? He does.
Looking for Shaheed.
Shaheed, you see how fast Shaheed got down there versus JSN. He had like 7-8 yards on him. Shaheed, one of the faster players in the league.
That is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, guys, a brutal statistic-wise. Again, we're going to see Scott Hansen here, and he's going to give us the stats, but they're never really accurate.
The Orlando EA Sports Studios with
They
an abridged
include
halftime report.
the rushing
this one's
yards.
shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out.
I have
as we send it
64
back
yards
to the
for Rodgers,
stadium
so do they.
and
I
our
have 78
commentary
yards for
team,
Darnold,
Mike
which makes sense because I have
Tirico
76
and Greg
passing
Olson.
and 2 rushing. The scoring update, 3.24 points, fantasy points for Sam Darnold, 2.56 for Aaron Rodgers. So super close. Really, the half to play here.
Both teams ready to get back at it.
No one really taking a commanding lead.
Here on EA Sports.
And even if Darnold's able to put a touchdown drive together here,
He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of
Rodgers
the
is still going to be
25-yard line.
in the running, especially because of this. 9 carries, 58 yards for Kenneth Walker, and the 1 touchdown. Crushing the dreams of Sam Darnold's fantasy. And they're just going to lose a couple.
Junior on the tackle.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able
Darnold
to
in the
take
gun,
down the
but
back
there's
for
Walker
loss
right
of
next to him.
yards.
But 2nd and 12, probably a throwing down. He's going to swing it out to JSN. Couple yards.
And he'll get only a yard before he's out of bounds, and that's going to set up a third down.
I gave him 2. Jericho says 1. BA announcer says 2. all these small tallies could matter at the end of this. To the air again, they're blitzing and they got him. Patrick Queen just comes right up the middle. No one touched him.
This is how they wanted to start this second half and try to get back some of this momentum they lost in the first. Now,
a lot of complaints on Twitter from Seahawks fans during the season about their O-line. Maybe that's part of it. I mean, it's hard to criticize the O-line of the team that wins the Super Bowl, especially when your running back wins the MVP.
Dixon to punt. Back deep to receive is Calvin.
And here's the punt. It looks like the Steelers are going to get good field position on the 35, 36, 37.
35-yard line.
And here comes Aaron Rodgers, the ageless
First
one,
involvement of this second half.
sitting somewhere.
They trail here by a touchdown as this drive.
Some ayahuasca right now, deciding whether he wants to play this year. For Darren's sake, I hope he does. Warren is. Oh, what is that? Looks like he was reaching for that first down. Jalen Warren getting a bunch of yards on the ground today, but I would say he's just been not as dominant as Kenneth Walker. Steelers down by a touchdown here, so certainly looking to tie it up on this drive.
Going forward.
There's the handoff again. Scott is opening here. They're coming out running in the second half. About 13 yards. He's over 20 yards for the half on 2 carries.
He is churning out the yards. And another first down.
Well, after the nice run to start the drive, why not go back to the well and try it again? And that's exactly what they do. Have to imagine at some point now, the defense tries to
see what they do.
change
There he's going to throw. Oh, almost picked. Almost picked. That would have been devastating. Interception and being -2 fantasy points. That would have been devastating for Rodgers. It wouldn't have put him beneath 0, but pretty darn close to 0.
Can stay in tight coverage. But where the special guys separate themselves is what do they do once the ball is in the air? They almost turn into offensive
back to
players.
pass. Rodgers. The rush was coming. He had a guy out there, but
Third down coming up.
it seemed like that rush hustle things. He may have thrown that one away. We've got 3rd and 10. On the 37, I mean, long field goal range here, 37, 47, 54 yards. I think, you know, if they don't complete a pass here, they will kick. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's going to run it. At about 3. Not as fast as he once was. And I think you're going to... There's Leonard Williams. Not a sack because he did get positive yards, but Williams with the hustle there. What an animal that guy turned out to be. That was a big mistake trading that guy away. Let's see Williams or not. 51-yarder. Boswell's going to hit this. He's automatic.
He is 2 for 2.
Told you. 10-6, so this is still very much a game. Steelers fans would have loved to see a touchdown there to tie it up, but at this point, it's been a struggle offensively for both teams. 2.86 points for Rodgers, 3.32 for Darnold. It's been a tough one to watch for the offenses. Not really a lot of point calculation, point totals being put up. 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the third, so still a lot of time. Let's see if the Steelers can get a stop here. Or if Rodgers starts pushing down the field, they get a little play action. And the ball's dropped by Jigba there. It's Jalen Ramsey on the coverage. That could be part of it.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his
not really, Greg.
Is well above league average, and
that may be, but all right. I mean, got a fullback in the game, one tight end. They kind of play action there. They hit the tight end Barner. Only about 3 or 4, 3 yards there. Darnold up to 81 for the day. 3rd and 7. Steelers defense holding tough here. And you get the ball at third and manageable there. They did not a bad job at that, but overall, just a few yards. Darnold's got a guy. He's got a jig, but he's short.
The left side, he's got it. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up fourth down.
A gain of 6 yards.
As a play caller, those are the plays that just
They're
drive
gonna. They got to punt here.
You think
You're just too far in your own zone.
You get tackled just shy of the sticks, and now a little bit of a
You're
gamble
only
here
up,
on fourth down.
only up by 4. Decent kick here, down about the 13. They're going to return it. Let's see a lot of punt returns, and when we do, that's what we get. But not so bad.
That's where the offense
Got across the 20 at the 21. Here comes Aaron Rodgers again.
to take over once more. Trail by 4.
Doesn't need a
Touchdown
lot
gives
to
them
put
the
himself
lead.
ahead
Time
of Sam
begins
Darnold here.
With 1st and 10.
It's still early in the third quarter. If they can drive down, I mean, they might still hit another field goal. Who knows? Blitz up the middle. He's got Metcalf for about 13.
And he's got it to the 35-yard line. Give him 14 on that play. One first down.
PA announcer gave him 14. We'll give him
Nothing
14.
matters if this protection
Aaron Rodgers up to
isn't able to
78
pick up
yards. I mean,
that
now
blitz.
they're
They
within
do a fantastic job of stunting that pass
0.24
rush just long
points.
enough to find an open man downfield.
Very close matchup. A touchdown here for either quarterback really gives them a commanding lead.
Now it's a
Play action here. About 5-6 yards.
And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup, though, of 6.
Out of bounds at the 41-yard line. A
2nd and 3. They're going to give him 7, actually.
2nd and 3.
From the 41.
And I have
Here's
Rodgers
2nd
just
down and 3.
0.02
Rodgers
ahead of Darnold. So this is going to put him ahead.
Caught by Freiermuth. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
That's good for
A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Steeler first down.
At the 48-yard line.
And now Rodgers taking a lead by about a half a point. There's Jalen Warren. And of course, back to the ground. We get a couple, 4. Might go into the end of the third quarter here. Steelers moving the ball methodically.
2nd and 6.
Across midfield. 3. Let's see if we get a snap off here. Maybe. Nope.
So, points
So,
at a premium.
now that we're into the
Defensive
fourth,
battle so
Kicking the
far
field goal
as
becomes
we are
more of an
through
interesting
3.
decision.
And Sunday Night
Probably
Prime
based
Time
on your
continues after this.
proximity to a first down if we hit 4th.
From the 43, here's 2nd
And of course, the interesting
and 6.
decisions made by Madden AI
To throw,
on the
it's
44.
Rodgers.
He's got time. We haven't seen him have a lot of time, but then
2nd down, gonna be incomplete.
Jalen Warren.
tried to toss it off to
Clear the main
the
reason why they
toss it out to the left there and got batted down.
The inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having
3rd and
any
6.
chance of getting back into this game and winning this
Got to
one,
convert here,
he's going to have to get a lot
and he's
better.
going to. He's got his tight end Freiermuth.
And that's Freiermuth. And he's gonna be
Little
out of
update there.
bounds.
Rodgers now
In the red zone
121
inside
yards
the
passing,
20.
so now we are accurate.
A pickup
I got him for 3 yards rushing
25
earlier,
yards.
which I also think was
That's a
accurate.
Steeler first down.
5.14 points versus Darnold's 3.68. And they are now technically in the red zone at the 19. Darnold from the gun. Darnold, not Darnold. Rodgers.
Thielen over the middle.
Got a first down. Is that Thielen?
Inside
About 14 yards. First and goal. Of course, let's see if they hand the ball off here to Warren or if they let Rodgers throw. Rodgers been pretty hot on this drive. Padding his
That's
small
a really
lead here.
important pickup there on that last completion. Not only does it set up first
And again,
and goal,
the key
but it
is
allows everybody in the
Rodgers
huddle
is
to just
alone
take a
in the
deep
backfield,
breath. We're
empty
no
backfield,
longer in
so
this
no
frantic
choice but to throw. He goes
offensive
across the middle.
possession. Get our best play
He hit Freiermuth in the shoulder, it bounced up, it looked like he was going to catch it. And he was unable to make the catch.
Now being first and goal is going to go a long way.
5:03 to go, second and goal.
The biggest issue and why they
On the
find
4.
themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this
Warren in the
passing
backfield,
game.
so
Sometimes he's
the run is a
highly accurate and efficient,
possibility.
but
Let's
at
see what they
others,
do.
He just misses too many easy throws.
They give it to him up the middle. He is in. Oof. Oof. Our friend Darren owns the Aaron Rodgers NFT. That is not a play you wanted to see.
We've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively?
5 minutes to go. The Seahawks getting the ball back. Down 3.
Now this, an important
I mean, they still
point
could
here
run the
to stretch
ball
this lead to a field goal.
with all that time, all the timeouts, plenty of time.
Is good. And the Steelers go
But
up
man,
by a
it's
field
kind
goal
of
as they lead
big
it
drive there,
by
9
3.
plays.
Seahawks 10.
5.7 points for Rodgers, 3.68 for Darnold. So well within striking distance again, especially if Darnold can manufacture a touchdown himself, be it a
So now playing with the lead.
a Darnold scramble touchdown or a
Time to kick it back
Darnold
the other
passing
way.
touchdown. Here's
Shaheed
Shaheed.
now to return it. He'll work his way
Crushed it to
across
25.
the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense ready to take over once again.
One of the more elite return men there, and we'd like to see some exciting plays on the return. If I had, I have some complaints for Madden here after watching these simulations. Let's see what Darnold can do from the 27. They play action. They get across to Barner. Nope, that's Cup. Up for 11.
Down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. They get 11 and quickly pick up the first down.
Eating away at that small lead that Aaron Rodgers has.
Earn their keep. You are judged by how you play in these critical moments.
Of course,
in the fourth quarter, down a score.
Seattle can score quickly here. Nice throw to Shaheed. About 13.
They bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
13 yards.
It's a pickup of 13 yards. First down,
Closing the
Seattle.
gap. A little more than a point away. A fantasy point away. Empty backfield for Darnold, so we're going to throw it again. This could go in so many different ways.
Let's see what he can do.
Got Shaheed again
Shaheed with
for
the
6. Closing the gap. Closing the gap.
Pick up the 6. Brings up second and 4 at the Steelers' 43-yard line.
From the 43,
Tension is mounting.
It's second and 3.
2 up top, 2 down below. Kenneth Walker in the backfield. Darnold to throw. He's going to hit Shaheed. He's got about 7.
And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
That's another Seahawks.
Seahawks putting together quite the drive here. At the 36 going in there, in field goal range for Myers, the Pro Bowl kicker. Empty backfield for Darnold. Darnold not prone to making mistakes. It's a terrible jinx right there. He's got a guy over the middle. He hits him.
That's complete. It's Jackson Smith and Jigba.
9 yards there.
Forward for a gain of 9.
And they're back within 0.2 points here. 2.5 minutes to go. Clock running. Not really a factor. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. Probably a Kenneth Walker moment here, you would think. No, they're going to throw it again. From the 25, they're going to hit Barner. About 13.
Down at the 12-yard line.
14, the PA announcer says. And Darnold takes the lead in the fantasy points totals. 6.008 points to 5.7 for Rodgers, so super close. Are we going to hit the 2-minute warning? Are they getting it up? Yeah, we'll hit the 2-minute warning here. Again, both teams with all 3 timeouts, and probably the Steelers going to start using them here, I would think. Empty backfield for Darnold. They're not even thinking of running the ball, even with Kenneth Walker. And he's had a great day. Swing it out here to Jackson Smith and Jigba. He gets 6.
these quick passes to the wide receivers.
No timeouts called. Tick, tick, tick. 145.
But to a lot of offensive coordinators in the league, it's a lot easier to pick up first
Second and 4, they can get a first down.
Than it is to turn around and hand it off to your
If they can get it just across the 2. Empty backfield again. Darnold gonna go down.
Is exactly why defensive coaches preach over.
Now we got a 3rd and 12
continue to make them snap the ball again.
from the 13.
You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and but once
That was a huge play. If we don't get at least a first down, meaning the Seahawks, won't get a first down here, they're going to have to kick, and then we're looking at about a minute on the clock, potential overtime. That horn is annoying.
It up another notch before 3rd and long.
All right, Darnold, what you got? Barner in motion, Walker in the backfield, but geez, if you see them run here, that'd be crazy. Swings it out. That guy's wide open. Touchdown. No one covered him. Almost feel like that was a glitch to a certain degree. He was just wide open. Goes across in motion. Let's see. Can we see a little bit of that? They're going to show us the end, I think, unfortunately. Nobody went out with him.
He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and
he cut it right upfield, and Darnold hits him right
result is a touchdown.
In the opening of the zone, and 16-13, the extra point will make it 17. If you're looking for a positive factor here, you got a minute and 5 remaining. You got all 3 timeouts. Of course, we know of the Madden's complete lack of urgency in situations like this, but the 3 timeouts probably will be used. You can't kick a field goal here if you're the Steelers, so a field goal does them no good. So you'd like to think that Rodgers will, this is all or nothing, so touchdown or nothing. And he's going to need the touchdown to put him ahead. I don't think chipping away yards at this point, with yards only, is going to do it for Aaron Rodgers. He gets to 28. I don't know how that was 28. That looked like 27 to me, but they're going to give him the 28.
Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field.
1:01 to go. 12.96 for Darnold, 5.7 for Rodgers. So over 7 points they're going to need. You're going to run the ball. Can I choke Mike Tomlin for that, or at least choke the developers of Madden, especially as they let the clock go? That's what I'm talking about. If you want to run they would be hustling to the line. This is costing them
Here's 2nd down.
20 seconds at least, if not more. 20. It's crazy. Rodgers to throw. He's going straight out there to Metcalf. He's got about 13.
The Steelers will use one of their timeouts.
They gave him 12, 147 yards now for Rodgers.
And now after that big
Call the
completion,
timeout.
They can't panic yet. They're not into the mode where they're in desperation.
Well, they do have to hustle here, Greg.
Pocket. Take a deep breath. Get your best first down play call to your quarterback.
Get it across midfield. Try to get out of bounds if you can.
Touchdown.
Rodgers to pass. He's going to throw out here to Metcalf. All right. 9 yards on the play.
Just shy of the first down marker. That's to pick up a 9. He's going to set up 2nd and 1.
I mean, if he scores the touchdown here to win, assuming that's a win, because right now it's win or lose. It's you score a touchdown, you win, or you lose, because you're not kicking field goals. Nothing's going to happen there. Rodgers to throw. He's got Metcalf again, about 10 yards there. They use their second timeout, 29 seconds to go.
Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their
on the 36.
And the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds.
Yeah, so if he puts one in the end zone here, put it this way, he cannot go ahead of Sam Darnold without scoring a touchdown. And if he does score a touchdown, he's going to get enough yards from the 36 here to win the game. So let's see, Freiermuth pushes it forward for 10, and they use their last timeout. We'll give them 9.
And now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout. Stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
They're within range here. They're, at the 27, 24 seconds to go. Here is the problem. The games we have watched so far.
Now, 2nd and inches.
If he completes one that's not a touchdown, I don't think they get another playoff.
Going up top again.
He had time. He's going to go down. This is a problem, guys. 20 seconds on the clock. You need to hustle. In real life, they'd probably be spiking it. They'd probably be doing something. But here we go. We see guys in the huddle. We see 9, 8. Are we going to get a playoff here, folks? I don't know. We want to see it 4, 3. Come on. Snap the damn ball. No urgency. Do it. Nothing. Madden.
So it's a win here for the visiting Seahawks. They're able to get the job
and all I can do is apologize because it's so insane that they can't snap the damn ball in 20 seconds when they know it's the game. It's the entire game on the line.
So that'll do it for us. For
Dear EA
Sports.
Sports, this is freaking dumb.
You've been watching the NFL on EA
Love
Sports.
me.
Follow us on X at EA Madden.
Gotta fix this,
NFL.
guys. They have to fix this.
With that,
We'll
we
go
say
here
good
for
night
the
from Pittsburgh.
official stats. Darnold is going to win and come in last place among the 4 winning quarterbacks. So you all get your NFTs that you're already slated for, and the Sam Darnold owner will pick up the CD Lamb NFT from the next generation of NFTs. They'll come out probably, like we said, I think April. Let's go to the player stats and see how we did. Aaron Rodgers 180. I had him at 175, so a little more there. 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Sam Darnold 168. I had him at 169. I mean, every little point matters in a close game, but this one's not so close. He had 1 touchdown, no interceptions. The rushing, I was a little tentative about what we might see. Both guys had one rush. I had Rodgers at 3 and Darnold at 2 yards each, and that's what we have here. No fumbles. And then we always check out the receiving. Hey, a little accuracy here with the top receivers getting the nod, getting most of the receptions here. Rashid Shaheed is one of these Madden players that you see always plays better in Madden than he does in real life. That's just my own, there's a couple of those. From time to time, you guys know what I'm talking about. You run a season and they're always top in the stats, but then you watch them in real life and they're just, for some reason, the production doesn't fit their attributes, is what I think. And Rashid Shaheed here did re-sign with the Seahawks, so maybe in the offseason they'll get him a little more involved in the offense than they did after making the trade there with the Seahawks. We just kind of scroll through here, guys, just to look to see if, for whatever reason, a QB is listed that we missed some stats, but nothing to see here. Final score, Sam Darnold 12.92 fantasy points, Aaron Rodgers 7.5 fantasy points. So Sam Darnold will move on to the next round and face Justin Herbert, winner from yesterday's game. Goff will play Mahomes. That'll be the first game or the next game. Probably not today or tomorrow. We'll probably do that one on Sunday. Maybe we can do them. It would be great if we can do them both on Sunday evening and then set up a Monday championship game. Goff versus Mahomes. Herbert versus Darnold. Maybe you could argue Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Matt Stafford, some of those guys should be here, but overall, not a bad top 4. I'll take it. So, the 85 Sam Darnold moves on. The 80 rated Aaron Rodgers will stay home for the next round. And we're going to head out here. Thanks for watching the QB Club Season 0 simulation. We'll be back on Sunday.